Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I'm Frankie. I take care of the market of Asia Pacific under the access control as a service. So this is a division that we have created after the merger of Dorma and Kaba, two companies 6 years ago. Okay, Dorma is a German company, been around in the industry 160 years old. Likewise, Kaba is a Switzerland company. It also has been in the industry for the last 160 years. Both companies has been merged together, and we expand our traditional door hardware products, or the mechanical, into digital transformations and IoTs. For example, you see the door closer we see at the bottom of the glass door here in this office. If you open it, you see our old logo, Dorma, because it lasts. And with the digital IoT digitization, we are actually making some of this to be smarter. By using battery, low power consumption, it can last for a long time and can give out the status of the door if this is open or closed. So this kind of informations can feed it to the data lake for whatever system to be used. May be beneficial. So this is a bit of a background on that. And then for myself, and our team is focusing more on the everything around the door. Both company has been in the door business, as I mentioned earlier. So there are a bit of numbers collected by our colleagues. I'm also trying to find some of the numbers. This one, of course, is internal. We are 160 years old. We have office, sales office, R&D center, and manufacturing around the world, 130 countries. And today we have around 16,000 employees. We have patents on our developments, and also on we are listed in exchange, and this is our numbers. So, what is the market happening today, and to define dormakaba? Basically, we look at a couple of figures here, collect from our colleagues in the market. Urbanizations, like many people are moving into cities, or the city itself is actually expanding. So putting more people into the cities. And then I predicted by 2050, probably 7 billion people will be living in the urban area. And worldwide, new buildings are continuous coming up, buildings. And that also gives foundations of a company like ourselves to look into more infrastructures, and in particular for the doors. Doesn't matter, a door to control the people in and out, or with a higher requirement, higher security requirement to require identification of the persons before door is open, etc. And more people gather together in the city area, more needs of security. Various forms of security is needed. Physical security, social security, digital securities, and economic securities are all in everyone's mind. Like today, these 2 days, we also talk about all the security, cyber securities, concern, and all that, and the security of open source and all that. So all sorts of security and safety are coming into people's mindset. And some more numbers coming from our colleagues gathered from everywhere. And technologies, everyone is adopting. For the last 2 years alone, we believe like 90% of the data is being generated. And when the time we are launching our IoT enable door closer, probably that will contribute a lot more, so that you know if the door is open or closed. Especially in the fire escape door, you want it to be shut. No one is jamming it at the right time, or when it is open, it should stay open. being a listed company and also knowing into all the trend, sustainability is also one of our very strong focus. In terms of packagings of our product, recyclings, and also the designs of the product materials and etc. We also put in the big focus. Then with present in 130 countries, you can see like that is also something we are working on with ourselves and also with our customers. So back to the focus where we are very much like everywhere in a way. We are seeing the access in terms of like door access industry is actually changing. From especially COVID, everyone don't want to touch anything. So how technology is enabling this? And in today's our discussions, like how a robot without an arm can also open the door. That is also another touchless access area. And then the shift of like electromechanical. From the traditional mechanical, pure mechanical, we are making it to be smarter electromechanical, so it can be easily operated. Integration and connections between components, between systems, between platforms is also where we've been trying to push for the last 6-7 years after we merged. And on APIs, open API, participating in consortiums, share our knowledge with partners or sometimes even competitors on building a more eco value-added systems platform. Merger and access of flow and service. We always on the door, so access as a service is also what we're focusing. And in terms of the industry of focus, we would have respect quite across different verticals. In Singapore itself here, we have 4 terminals. Around 80% of the automatic door is dormakabas. So that is also led us a good opportunities 2 years ago to work together with the team here to enable ourselves to be RMF compatible with the robots to be able to go in and out. So we are looking forward for more expansion and deployments, not just on airport, maybe we expand into other vertical markets as well. Then smart buildings, where is it? Somewhere, healthcare and all that is also our focus. Hospitality is like hotels and all that. Many international chain of hotels are using our technology as a de facto technology, our lock and card system for the guest room and all that. A couple of years back, we also extend helping this like Marriott, Hilton, Shangri-La, all these chains to expand from the physical card to a digital key. So if you are guests, visited them and stay in their hotel, possibly you can use your mobile phone to check in yourself and also get to your room. First, lesser plastic, lesser card, and also people, it's easier to carry around your handphone. And with this kind of identification technologies is also help the hotel chain to bring a closer customer loyalty. Because the user will have their app in their mobile phone. And in terms of the merchants and the customer relationship, if they have any promotions or push of communication, that is also possible. So besides the door, we extend into the identification part of the people. So we are just a bit of a different graph is trying to say that like we are basically everywhere, and we are very excited that like all of this have robots. Even like today, we also heard about building the hospital at homes, right? Aging at homes is also one of the things. So that how we can link together to make a robot easy access or other IoT devices to be easily accessible within the residential area, that is also something. So these are basically, we are trying to reimagine like the SS size balancing the functions and the design of the infrastructure or the look and feel of the door. How can we like enable both to be happen? Not just a pure beauty, but lack of functionality, but how can we put these two together? And how it can be integrated and data exchange, either acquire, consuming some data or share some data for others to use. With this, then we have integrated flow of, depending on the applications, make sure the process is flow smoothly. In the next couple of slides, I will explain a little bit more details about this, how these couple of elements pay into part of it, and sustainabilities in the general development of buildings and all that. So if we put all these four items together and looking into a digital moving forward, that is the chart we have been using for the last 5, 6, 7 years when after the mergings to talk about the open platform. Traditionally, we are very, of course, we are very close because being a lock, a key, a door is a very closed system. But then when it comes to digital, how we embrace the concept of open platform, that is also a reference here that we can see. Coming to the main points I want to share in this presentation today is something that by coincidence or not, I don't know, but we've been working on a platform called EntryWork. And for the last couple of years, and we are about to bring it from Europe to Asia Pacific here. That is actually trying to share with everyone about how do we get the data from one source, from the planning of the building, to the installation of the building, to the operations and maintenance of the building, how we can bring all this together if we can think about it in advance. Today we have facing a lot of challenge on the retrofittings. Maybe the door itself is pure mechanical. When we try to deploy our robots or other form of mobility solutions, it gets stuck. Then step one is like to enable it to be automated electronic. But sometimes we also face into a problem that the width of the door is not wide enough for the robot. So how can we, especially for the new building moving forward, besides the green and sustainable building we want to build, how can from this design and planning, we already have a lot of library we can pull from a door expert like dormakaba itself, can he define, okay, I know potentially this route eventually will have robot and human, or just robot, or just human. So I can pull in all this library to select the necessary components to plug into the door for this location. And during the process of installations, any changes due to the site conditions in the middle of the process of the building, how can we easily change this? And then all the other status can get updated. All the other party will be involved, knowing that there are changes, and then they can make the changes during the installations. And also commissionings of this electromechanical door type. Then, when you come to the building complete, day-to-day operation, the maintenance, what are the data we can gather for this particular door and to fit daily operations as needed. So how this from the whole concept of the planning, installation, and operations can go as one complete circles. A quick videos I will play, and after that we can elaborate a little bit more.
Buildings, structures our modern lives take place in, that offer us space and protection. Many individual components involving various stakeholders, diverse access solutions, infinite complexity. With the EntryWorks ecosystem, we make complex things simple and increase your productivity. We support you throughout all phases of the building life cycle, from planning through to installation and operation. One example, the door. This is an automatic drive access control solution and escape route system. Many hardware components, some from different manufacturers, numerous system logs and cables. With the EntryWorks ecosystem, all this becomes much simpler from the planning phase onwards. EntryWorks Planning 360 degrees makes communication between all project stakeholders much easier and simpler. Different data sources can be processed, and the data is synchronized with all stakeholders. Creating and managing the door list is much easier, leaving more room for creativity. Planning with the EntryWorks Planner is technically advanced. Check technical and operational feasibility. Get an overview of the specifications and planning support. Whatever the construction phase, no matter how demanding the construction project, the EntryWorks unit is the centerpiece of installation and operation, the interface between the digital and analog worlds. It makes it easier to connect all products and components. Wiring is significantly reduced. The EntryWorks Setup app facilitates commissioning, as it enables all specifications predefined during the planning process to be transferred effortlessly to the access solution. This data can now be processed intelligently, for example, in our Entrivo web application or a building management system of your choice. EntryWorks Insights enables smooth operation and provides an overview of the utilization status at all times. All doors can be controlled and the relevant data transferred to a building management system. The EntryWorks ecosystem combines all steps from planning through to installation and operation. It makes the vision of smart buildings a reality for buildings that support modern living.
Lazada 1111.
Thank you. Yep. Well, you can find this in YouTube, and that's why there is an advertisement before and after it. But if you go to our website, then it's only the video itself. So, yeah. So this is a quick overview of like what I was trying to talk about is that like by number one, enabling the door to be smarter, to be able to talk to the external platform. And of course, like in this domain, in what we are talking today, and how this data can be exchanged with the ROS platform and compatible devices. Taking of course, with this, then of course there are lots of benefit stakeholders along the way, from the facility management. So from the facility manager, there are some, we have been running some POC in Europe, in Germany, in Switzerland, and that is some data that we really capture from these operations. So from benefiting on the manpower limitations and then the time consumed during the changes of different informations and all that. So in our domain, we can always think about that is that like the airport project we have done. We have enabled the functions on ROS is that like you can trigger the door open. And then we also give you a feedback that what is the status of the door. Is it open or closed and all that. But by looking into, these are the hardware that is compatible at the moment. And this was what we have done as a door adapter. These are the functions that we have provided. But what is next? Like what we can like together explore and expand the opportunity is that like, does it make sense if our door, by default, we have some sensor to feedback to us to detect with us, is there any obstructions along the doorway? If that information can be further shared, or the sensor itself is failed, if we can provide the information to let you know in advance, then you can also prevent possible collisions or try to put the robot to go to other way, other routing and all that. And same thing, all kind of like informations that in our system is already available. How can we gradually and based on the market needs, we can expand this out for the integrations. That is something moving forward. Myself and my colleague Joshua is also here, and then we have Kelvin from the sales departments. We will be happy to discuss with you what we can do and what we should be doing the next phase. One example I always use is that today we can always plan our route of the robot to do a certain task. But this task may be happening 1 week later, Tuesday, 2 p.m. next week. So you can plan the route, go through this door and all that. But if we give you more data that like, okay, the door actually is supposed to go through maintenance during that time, then maybe when you do the planning of the route, you don't select that door to avoid the need of an ad hoc adjustment of your task. So that will minimize all the unnecessary hiccup and inconvenience. So the question is like how we can work together and then pick the right thing to do first to expand the functionality and the features. So that we being a door guy, we try to open this as an open questions to you, and then we can work towards that. So I myself can be contacted in this email, and Kelvin, our sales manager in Singapore, can be reached. Yeah. Sorry, I left out Joshua's email, but yeah. Okay, that ends my presentations. Is there any questions from anyone? No time, okay.